Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and welcome back to another Overwatch tier list. Pancakes want to be included. Or maybe not. So I've been making Overwatch tier lists for quite a while now. I remember the very first one that we ever did was back in my old apartment when I was still in college. And now we're in my new apartment in Florida. I'm on an Overwatch League team. I have whitish blonde hair, but I'm still bad at Overwatch. Since it's been a while since we've done my last tier list, I figured now would be the best time to do one. But today's tier list is going to be a little bit different. See, normally I rank heroes based on current competitive play. We rank the worst and the best, which one's niche, which one's really good, which one's S tier, must pick. But today what I want to do was make a tier list of all the heroes on the experimental mode. You see, the experimental mode brought a lot of different changes to heroes, over 100 different changes that basically made every single hero better. So what are the best heroes in the experimental mode? So I figured we would make a tier list of all the heroes in the experimental mode, but I also am aware that there's gonna be some people wondering who I think are the best and the worst heroes in this current state right now. So for all those wondering what my Overwatch hero tier list is on normal competitive play right now, this is it. We won't go over it because this isn't really what we're talking about. I know there's gonna be lots of people arguing about this tier list. This one shouldn't matter. But now finally, let's rank all of the heroes based on the experimental mode, which by the way, we're gonna be looking at the hero as a whole and not just their experimental change. Soldier 76 is up first. Now I think he's a solid pick in regular competitive, but with the experimental changes, being able to automatically reload your gun after sprinting for 3 seconds, plus a 10% increase to his tac visor damage, I feel like that puts him in A tier. Again, you can solo carry with Soldier 76. You don't have to worry about heals with your heal pod. Like, he's just an all-around jack of all trades. Morrison of Night. Orisa's up next, and with the Santa hat buff, that automatically puts her in S tier. But if it wasn't for the Santa hat change, she'd be in D tier, which is actually where I'm putting her. I don't know, man. Making her have 399 armor really doesn't fix the fact that she's still an easy target to hit. Plus, with a 300 shield, it makes it even way more easier to hit. So Flats really didn't fix the issue with Orisa. Zarya, similar like Soldier, is a very solid hero to play, but with the bubble getting expanded, plus being able to absorb 50 damage, plus the bubbles lasting longer, automatically puts her in the A tier category, which by the way, I will go back and like reorder each single tier like later on. Now Torbjorn got some of the best changes in the experimental card, where the damage to his hammer got increased to 75, but paired with overload, now it does 125, which in brawl situations, that can be pretty lethal. So I feel like he could be a B tier hero. Maybe not the best B tier hero, but he's so small and tiny that if everyone's focused on the big tanks and you come in as Torbjorn, overload, and pull out your hammer, squeak squeak, 2 hammers to any DPS heroes, and they're done. Sigma was one of the few tanks that actually received a significant nerf, where they removed his shield barrier entirely, and that's kind of a big staple about Sigma. While yes, his ultimate is very powerful, and while he does move super fast while sucking, I'm tempted to put him in D tier, but he's one of the like weaker C tier heroes. Without that barrier, I mean, what can he really do besides, well, suck up everybody? But here's where things get really spicy, which means it's gonna get controversial. I think Reaper is one of the worst heroes in normal competitive play, and it's all because you have to get up close to enemies, which means you put yourself in dangerous situations. But on the experimental mode, once you use Shadow Step, you now have a speed increase, and pair that up with Wraith Form, you go super duper fast, meaning that you can escape situations. I'm putting him in S tier, baby. Somju's change fixes the issue with Reaper, meaning that he can be a mobile hero, do some damage, and get out of there, similar like how Hammond is. Baptiste, surprisingly, is one of the few support heroes that didn't receive a nerf, and on live competitive servers, he's one of the best support heroes right now, and it's all thanks to Immortality Field. And on experimental card, you still have Immortality Field. Now you're able to do damage with your jump, but more importantly, you're able to heal yourself and your team while just shooting the ground. That's why he's an S tier hero. There is no downside to playing Baptiste because you only get benefits. Immortality Field that I mentioned before, you can just spam the heals, and the regeneration ability means that you can do damage while healing at the same time. Cool Cassidy! His biggest change is that he now spawns more tumbleweeds after using Deadeye, and unless you like foreign shrubbery taking over your land, you're not really hyped about playing this cowboy. You're really playing Cole for the flashbang, which is still very useful against like Hammonds and Doomfist and Tracers, but I mean, in those specific situations, he's alright, but other than that, he's still overrated. I'm putting him in C tier. Like, why do people still love this cowboy? Ana's kind of an interesting case. She didn't get any changes that made her inherently worse, but she also didn't get any changes that made her extremely better. Yeah, she's able to nano boost herself, but that should really be saved for the tanks because, well, you can heal them at the same time still. So really, you're able to get a sleep dart back after you kill somebody. We're gonna be putting her in B tier. Normally I put her in A tier, but now there's just a lot better support heroes to play than Ana. All right, here we are. the Mei changes. Originally, Sombra didn't give any change to Mei along with Echo. I don't know if it's because he hates Mei, I don't know if it's because he hates me, but either way, he finally came through and gave her one of the most fun changes of all time, where you're able to squish somebody on the head with your ice block for 2,000 damage. But notice how I said fun change. You see, the way that I describe this ice block change is that it's really fun, but it's a huge gamble. It is so hard to land an ice block kill. Like, I literally posted a video where I only went for ice block kills, and I think I got a total of like 6 kills in a span of a couple of hours trying to get footage. So that's why I regrettably put Mei in the SS category of heroes. She is the greatest hero still on experimental guard, but she's really a C tier hero and kind of one of the worst C tier heroes. Okay, I can be fair a little bit. Yeah, 2,000 damage, call me Phil Swift, but that's a lot of damage. But you only need 600 damage to get a kill on everybody if you don't count an ulting Winston. So I would rather take like an ability that gives me 500 damage while squishing somebody while also instantly healing me. All right, I know I spent a lot of time on Mei, but that's just because she's my favorite hero. Moving on to Pharah though, she really didn't get any notable changes. She's able to move her ulting, which is really powerful, but other than that, like, So that's why I'm putting Pharah in the C category of heroes and not putting Pharmacy in the C category of heroes. So many people forget that we're not considering Pharah and Mercy, just Pharah. And because she flies high in the sky and she's so vulnerable, she's still easy kill, even with the change where she's able to drop a little bit quicker, which doesn't really make sense because that's not how gravity works. All right, so Doomfist. I'm a Doomfist hater, but it's because I suck with stun heroes. I can't play Cole, I can't play Brigitte, I can't really play Hog, so that's why I always complain about him. But he does have obvious counters, and with the changes, they didn't really make him all too much better. He is better, but I feel like a B hero is very suiting for Doomfist. D.Va is one of the tanks that shot up in stock on the experimental card. I'm putting her in the A category of heroes. I mean, with a bigger defense matrix and lasting a lot longer in flight, a lot of the good things that D.Va is known for is now even better. Hammond admittedly got a lot of changes. Now, is it changes that made him extremely powerful and OP? I wouldn't say so. But the thing about Hammond is that if you know the rollout spot, he's like Doomfist, right? If you one-trick Hammond, he can be extremely annoying to stop because he just gets so much health that even if you all focus him, he can get away so quick and still have a lot of health, and then he just builds up mines and boom, you guys are dead. So I'm putting him in the B category of heroes, but more on the higher end of B because I feel like, well, if you can one-trick Hammond or just kind of know when to use your adaptive shield, you can be good. Junkrat had a fun change where now you can basically suicide bomb people with your passive ability, but other than his suicide bomb tactic, everything else got nerfed. And already on live competitive servers, he's not that great, so I'll be putting him in the D category of heroes. Now, it's not like he's useless and belongs in F, because no, he still does a lot of damage, and if you die, just die near somebody so you can maybe get a kill, but you can't really rely on that tactic. It's like relying on the Mei squish tactic. So next up is Reinhardt. Now, surprise, surprise, Flats made all the tank changes, and if I know anything about my teammate is that he really loves Reinhardt. I think. I've only really talked to him once. And on these tier lists, I have never added anything under F tier or anything over S tier. But ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time, I'm going to be adding a row because I feel like these changes to Reinhardt are so powerful, given the fact that he's already so good on live competitive servers that we have to do the King Justice. Double S tier is where Reinhardt belongs because he's so good already, but the fact that he has a better barrier, the fact that he has a better fire strike, 2 fire strikes, and well, now it does less damage, but the Earth Shatter now does 400 damage when you slam, plus you're able to cancel your like he's got so many changes that it's impossible not to put him on the triple. I should make a triple S tier, but no, we're gonna leave him at double S tier. Now, when it comes to Winston, on the other hand, he's got, I mean, he's okay. Like, you do damage when you launch. Originally, I thought it was when you slam on people, and now you're able to launch yourself a little bit quicker, but like, it's not like you make what Winston is known for better. I would have loved the fact that if he landed on somebody, he instantly kills them, but that's not really what happens. Zenyatta got some really interesting changes where Discord Orb can be applied to like barriers and turrets, and when you transcend, Discord Orb gets applied to the enemy team, which that can be very helpful, but that's only when you use the ultimate. It's really there to like be healing during his Zarya grab, and everything else he got nerfed in, like his Discord orb got nerfed, his transcendent healing got nerfed, so that's why we'd be putting him in D tier because, well, originally I had him, I think, at C tier because he's a solid hero, I think even at B, but all the good things that he's known for and really you're going to be using got nerfed. And Brigitte's change, it just leaves me baffled because Violet, well, she's the one that handled all the support changes, and she's a Brigitte main, and she nerfed Brigitte, so like, yeah, D tier is where she belongs. You don't inspire your teammates anymore. Yeah, you get 2 extra packs, but you don't inspire your teammates anymore. You just made her inherently worse, which, hey, if you're willing to do for your main, go all for it, baby girl, but I want to do that for Mei. Echo, just like Mei, didn't originally receive any changes, but later on, the sticky bombs now are able to explode instantly, which is very helpful. That's why I'm going to be putting her at the B tier category of heroes, but on the lower end. I do feel like she's a lot better than Pharah, but there's just better DPS heroes to play unless you're really able to capitalize on the ultimate and copy the Reinhardt and just be super aggressive. She really is a team-oriented hero at the end of the day. I really like Tracer's change, where you're able to reset your blinks after you use your recall ability, because that's what Tracer's all about. That's what I mean by saying making a hero better at what they are, like D.Va with the defense matrix. So that's why I'm putting her in the B category of heroes, maybe somewhere in the middle, like maybe above Doomfist or maybe under, I'm not really too sure, but Tracer, she's all about mobility and the fact that you get even more mobility, which doesn't hurt the enemy team, but just allows you to be a better Tracer, is a good change and something that we really should strive for in Overwatch 2. Ashe, just like Cole Cassidy, got boring changes. Like, they really didn't do anything to her. They should have given Bob a Santa hat along with Orisa. If that was the case, she'd be in double S tier, but I would be putting her right next to Cole Cassidy. I do feel like Ashe is a little bit better than Cole Cassidy because you have a little bit more further distance, which gives you added protection, but 2 extra coach guns, I mean, you're already so far away from the enemy team, and 1 coach gun, I think, is enough. Mercy got a lot of technical, confusing changes. Like, I had to pull up the patch notes to even remember them because healing now reduced from 55 heal per second to 40 heals per second over 2 seconds while connected. Healing returns to its normal HPS over 2 seconds while not active. Like, bro, just put her in C tier. They made her inherently worse, but it's not like she's useless. She's like at the top of C tier, but there's better healers to play, like Baptiste, for example. There's no downside to healing your team. Sombra's Overwatch 2 version makes an appearance where now you get a 20% damage increase after you hack the enemy team. And now, yes, the hack did increase to 12 seconds, but I do, in my personal opinion, I think Sombra is one of the best heroes, or at least team-oriented heroes. I'm putting her in A tier. I know that might be super controversial because, well, statistically, she is the worst hero, so she should be in D tier, but I do feel like people are just using her wrong. I mean, she's one of the most unique heroes in the game where nobody can make a hero a sitting duck. Yes, bubbling somebody can protect them, but it doesn't wipe away the Sombra hack like it can wipe away a Discord orb. So if you hack somebody like a D.Va that relies on defense matrix, a Reinhardt, a shield, or Zenyatta to transcend, whatever the case may be, that can be extremely powerful. Plus, the damage boost, to be able to get that on top of that, now allows you to be a true DPS hero with Sombra. Genji, now, like, listen, I know there's weebs watching. I know there's some people that still want to hold on to the 2016 Genji with a 6-blade solo kills opportunity. But unfortunately, the wall climbing ability, and for whatever reason, being able to fly with Genji does not make him better. He's still a C tier hero. Now, it's not like he's a gamble hero like Mei, but still, like, he's in a rough spot. All right, Symmetra's up. I know all the stealth stands are watching. Stealth is probably watching right now, wondering, all right, what is this little white boy gonna choose for my main? Is he gonna put him in double S tier with Reinhardt? But the fact that you get a speed increase for only 1.5 seconds going through your teleporter and gaining 1 extra turret, well, yes, that is helpful. Symmetra's just so hard to play with, man. So I'm putting her in D tier. She's definitely not useless. It definitely is helpful, but I put her above Orisa because the Orisa change, like, it's good, but it doesn't fix the problem. This at least fixes the problem with Symmetra being a slow character that needs to get up close to the enemy, but only getting a speed increase for 1.5 seconds where Reaper gets it for like 4 seconds? Really? We've got to Hanzo. They brought back Scatter. Samju, why do you like to see me in pain? originally you didn't bring a Mei change, and then you brought scatter arrows back. I hate doing this, man. I'm gonna put a something. Just can we move on? Can we move on? Widowmaker, similar like Pharah, like didn't receive any good, super notable changes. Yeah, you get an extra grapple hook when you use your ultimate, but when you use your ultimate, you're looking to snipe the enemy team, not looking to like get out of there. More than likely, you already have a grapple hook and chose a spot that you want to snipe from. So I'm putting her in the D category of heroes. Originally, I have her at A, but I just feel like there's so many better DPS heroes now with changes that you get a little extra damage whenever you use your assault rifle. Like, no. Bastion, I mean, Bastion just needs to be fixed in general. He's a D category of heroes. I think we all can agree that Bastion is just one of the worst heroes right now, and being able to get an extra 100 armor when you use your ultimate, how about you give me an extra 100 armor when I'm in recon mode? Then we'd be talking. Moira got lame changes. I mean, the fact that you're able to consume your own health while healing your team, it's really cool and allows for a little bit more thinking when playing Moira, which is kind of the whole point of as to why I play Moira, is so that I don't have to think. But they inherently made Moira worse at the job that she's supposed to do, which is heal. Yeah, there are some fun changes like with her ultimate, but I'm putting her in the D category of heroes, maybe like maybe under Zenyatta, because Zenyatta is a little like better of a healer than Moira. Roadhog got a great change as to what he does on a daily basis. Hooks somebody, brings them in, and shoots them. Now you got a 30% damage increase when you get a hook. Just the hook, not the damage itself, which is why I'm gonna be putting him like right smack dab in the middle of B tier. There are better tanks, but if you're able to land your hooks on a squishy, you're gonna get the kill, which is very valuable for pushes, even though Roadhog isn't like all about diving and pushing. That's more like Ham and D.Va and Winston. But then finally, to end off this tier list of all the experimental changes, we have the boy Lucio being able to slam and get an insta kill on the enemy team with your ultimate is not only funny, but very, very useful and actually a good tactic, which is why I'm gonna be putting Lucio in the S category of heroes. Lucio did not receive a single nerf, and right now on regular competitive, Lucio is already a great healer. So with him already being good, with an ultimate cost reduction of 30% while also getting 2,000 damage while landing on somebody, while also getting a fire rate increase while riding, I mean, him and Baptiste are the only support heroes that didn't receive a nerf, and surprise, surprise, they're already good. That means that they just got better, like extremely better. And unlike the Mei change, there really is no downside to trying to get a kill with your ultimate. If you miss, okay, so what? You still have protection, and you still get the ultimate off to protect your team. In a brawl situation, that is extremely valuable and a really good tactic. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is my Overwatch tier list. I did swap around some places, like I put Widowmaker from the bottom a little bit more at the top of D tier. I put Sigma down at the bottom of C tier, and I think I put like Torbjorn down a little bit down below. I put Zarya at the front right here, and this basically stayed the same. But hopefully you enjoyed this tier list for the experimental card. I know I haven't been making these a lot, but it's because, well, our last notable hero changes were back in August. It's December by the time I'm recording this, so that's why I'm not bringing these tier lists too often, but I do want to make one more tier list before Overwatch 2 comes out. And then when Overwatch 2 comes out, you best believe I'm going to be making a tier list of new heroes, current heroes, so much. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.